While Canadians struggle with household debt, in the United States, it's a fight over the surging national debt. Barack Obama is warning the U.S. Congress that failure to act could create another global financial crisis. Our senior Washington correspondent, Neil MacDonald, explains.
When Republican politicians go home nowadays, this is what greets them.
You can say no to raising the debt limit, right?
House Speaker John Boehner, who wept as he accepted the congressional gavel, is now facing similar ultimatums from the hardline Republican base that helped propel him to power.
It's a cowardly act of treason against coming generations, and we may be able to give Boehner something really to cry about.
On the other side of the argument is simple mathematics. The U.S. debt is $14 trillion and rising fast, but the legal limit on borrowing here stands at $14.3 trillion. By August 2nd, says the Treasury, Washington will no longer be able to meet its obligations if the debt limit is not raised, which would be catastrophic, says this scholar.
There's no reasonable argument to refusing to raise the debt limit.
Still, polling has suggested that most Americans would now prefer defaulting on debt to any further borrowing. The question has set up a showdown between ultra-conservatives like newly declared presidential candidate Michelle Bachmann.
Raising the debt ceiling alone, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
And senior officials like the Federal Reserve Chairman, who tried once again today to explain the worldwide consequences of American default.
Would cause severe disruptions in financial markets and the payment system, induce rating downgrades of U.S. government debt, create fundamental doubts about the creditworthiness of the United States, and damage the special role of the dollar.
Instead, hardline conservatives propose massive, unheard-of spending cuts. The problem is most Americans don't understand how deep those cuts would have to go. Medicare could cease to exist. Old age pension checks might stop. Because right now, the government borrows about 40 cents of every dollar it spends. And while politics might be about compromises, mathematics is not. Neil MacDonald, CBC News, Washington.